everybody. You may have seen some of our CTE live broadcasts before, but our podcast today at 11 a.m. is about India, incredible India. So I went a couple of years ago, and I'm playing some of my personal pictures from then. And when I went to India, I went with Luxury India Holidays. They do a amazing job. Okay, well, I want to welcome everybody to this edition of CTE Live. You guys know this is our podcast, but of course it's based on our Cruise and Travel Expo, held every January, even in 2020. But we're not doing it this year. 2021, it wouldn't be a great idea, unfortunately. It's postponed to 2022. But in the meantime, we're going to continue our podcasts where we interview various travel partners from around the world. And today I would like to welcome Vishwas with Luxury India Holidays and his team, Sunil and Cesar. They're going to be joining us today and to tell us about their product. I personally went to India with Vishwas on an outstanding trip. It's really traveling in the lap of luxury, I have to say. If you're going to do it, if you're going to be in India, stay at the Oberoi, man. That's the way to do it, right, Vishwas?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Just a quick housekeeping. If anybody has any questions, just type them in the chat box. This is also being recorded, so if you're watching this recording, we'll have an email address up there, michael@mgatravel.com. Just send us all your questions. If we can't answer them, I will send them to one of these guys who can answer them. I had a fantastic trip to India, and we're going to learn a little bit about it today. So please don't hold back on your questions. And Vishwas, tell us about your team and take it away, my friend.
Wonderful. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Michael. Thank you, MGA Travel, for this opportunity to talk to our friends in the United States this morning. I'm joined by Sunil from my office in New Delhi. Sunil heads the sales department, where he's involved with a team of people handcrafting programs, or I say dreams or imaginations for a wonderful holiday in our part of the world. That's his job. We're also joined by Cesar, who's based out of Los Angeles in California. Cesar heads our business development in North America, and he's a great lover of India as well. I'm based in New Delhi, the capital. I have a strong team of 28 people in India. That was pre-COVID, as things have changed, but still I have the core pillars still hanging in there with about 7 people who are doing the daily work in terms of promotions, in terms of interaction with our partners around the world. Happy to be here this morning.
Well, thanks, Vishwas. And what time is it where you are?
It is 9:30 p.m. or in the evening here. We just finished dinner and I have a coffee mug right here. Not a glass of wine for a change. So
that's great.
I'll follow the American traditions. For coffee in the morning.
I'm here on the East Coast, so we're getting ready for lunch. And Cesar, I think it's about time for breakfast for you, right?
I'm having my coffee. Yes, absolutely.
That's great. Okay, Sunil, you want to share a screen and we'll get started talking all about Incredible India.
Incredible India, of course it is. As the word says, as a punchline from India tourism, India is one incredible country. Yes, it is one country and many worlds, as we put it out to people, because it's so diverse. It is a country where you can drive 50 miles in any direction and you'll find a new costume, a new culture, a new food delights, and that's what India is. It's a country of 1.3 billion people, great diversity in culture, in festivals, and India never ceases to amaze tourists, I think. It's full of unusual customs, traditions. So here we have great heritage, great ancient monuments dating back to a couple of centuries. It's a country where we have a great tradition of dances, arts. It's just one-stop destination for different tastes and different minds people would like to do. We have our version of wildlife, the great Indian tiger, of course, Asiatic lions. We have great safari parks to the level of Africa in a way. The real India stays in rural India, not in the big cities. And every region has its own soul. So when we take our journeys in India, we run through people through experiences in rural villages. India is about sun, sand, and sea. One-stop solution for taking extensions. Yes, it's a great place to come and renew your vows, weddings, because of palaces and forts, which are just magical in this part of the world. A great honeymoon destination to enjoy very intimate moments. And India has a lot of opportunities, and one creates really lifetime memories. Yeah, India, as we say, it's famous for its food. Every region has its own food, and so it's a gastronomy delight for a lot of people. Anywhere you go, it just melts you away. Yes, it's a land of festivals. It's a land of fairs. It's a land of incredible moments and experiences. And around the year we have festivals. So we do put together trips coinciding with festivals, especially when it's group tours through Michael, through MGA Travel. It's a world of experiential tours. We have some of the best luxury trains in India, running from 3 nights to 7 nights across different regions. Yeah, cradle of the Himalayas, 73% of the Himalayas are in the Indian territory. So there are a lot of walking holidays, a lot of soft adventure, active holidays to suit everybody's pockets and needs. We do special women-only tours, and there are a lot of getaways we create for people. India is also a place for spiritual renewal, as we know, world over. It's a journey to reconnect with yourself. And I think India gives you that in the true sense. Yoga and meditation, that's where it started here several centuries ago, and we carry it even today's time. And in today's time going forward, I think we all need our corners of yoga and meditation. Ayurveda is an ancient way of healing. India is where it all started, and there are several high-end resorts which give you this healing. Yes, also wine tasting tours in the western part of India. We have our own Napa Valley here. In the south of India, we have backwaters, something like, you say in Venice, but 50 times, 100 times bigger than Venice. Cycling tours across rural India, through national parks, through the Himalayas, it's all there. Slum tours, of course, a lot of people live in slums, so we also are to give you the extra exposure. Yes, India's land of tea, as we all know. So tea plantations clubbed with some experiences while you're on a trip. Yes, also some visits to some NGOs where you see what people are doing. Market tours, because India is a great shopper's paradise. A lot of handicrafts are available here. A lot of souvenirs you can take back for your friends and families. Nature walks, if you have the urge to get into nature. Yes, special memorable evening, and that is something India offers to you at every corner, wherever you go. So yeah, India has different faces, arts and crafts. It's all here, and people delightfully create and preserve the past and the present. I mentioned earlier, gastronomy tours, so people can do even culinary classes when they're on the ground one afternoon with the chef. India has some of the finest hotels in the world, and Michael has experienced some of them on his last trip to India. I say your homes in India, not really hotels. The Oberoi's, the Taj, some of the boutique hotels in South India are just outstanding, and they match any hotel in the world. These are just small glimpses, just for you to see what India has to offer for the special niche clients, especially from North America. A lot of palaces and forts turn into beautiful boutique hotels, and it's a great delight and a charm to stay and live the bygone era in the present times. So of course we invite you to experience journey of a lifetime, and that's incredible India. Second, Michael.
Okay, take your time. I'll say, guys, I've been to all 7 continents. I've been to, I don't know, 70 plus countries around the world. And for me, India was totally unexpected. I mean, I had a lot of ideas about what I might encounter, but it wasn't any of those things. And it was all of those things. I mean, every section of India we went to, which was only a fraction, was totally different from the other. And uh, it's an amazing culture, and it's one of the best trips of my whole life. And it was traveling with Luxury India Holidays and Vishwas, and it's just an amazing place where you experience culture, a totally different type of culture than you've probably encountered if you haven't been to India. Take it away, Vishwas.
India, I think, had a story in every corner. To be very honest, and that's what India is. Here we can tell you something about Luxury India Holidays, and we partner with MGA Travel exclusively for a lot of tours into the entire Indian subcontinent, and that's what India, and that's what we do. 95% of our business is customized, tailor-made programs. We have a great team in the office which customizes every request which Michael and his team send to us, be it for individual clients or families or even a group tour. That's what you specialize as a company. And of course, as you're talking about India, I think India had the story in every corner, and that's what makes it really, really special. I say 1.3 billion people, but also 1.3 billion smiles, and that's very, very true about my country, and I'm so proud of that. There are perceptions, about India and so on, but you have to step your foot here to believe it. And I always believe saying seeing is believing, and that's what India is, I think. So we've been in business for over 2 decades now, creating storytelling and lifetime memories. And I think that's what we are all about, creating stories for people to go back, tell their families, friends. So we cover India, we do Nepal, we do Bhutan, we do Tibet, Sri Lanka, Maldives, and the Emirates. Yeah, and that's what I think. This is a great line by Mark Twain. It says, "In religion, India is the only millionaire, one land that all men desire to see, and having seen once by even a glimpse, would never give that glimpse for all the shows of all the rest of the globe combined." And this is so true. And this is exactly what I was telling a little while ago. And that's what India is. This is the Oberoi's Uday Vilas in Udaipur, set beside a beautiful lake, one of the most dramatic hotels. It was also the world's best hotel by Travel and Leisure 2 years ago, and it continues to be. Okay, so our philosophy is to ensure a trip is executed in a way that becomes a story of a lifetime for our customers. Our mission is simple: to provide value-added services to every partner across the world. And Luxury India Holidays works totally on a B2B model, which is people like Michael we work with completely. When on that, way back in 1996, we took a pledge that we didn't know where we were stepping in, but I think we stepped into something. I had worked for 9 years in the industry to carry the business forward, but we made some principles because somebody in Europe gave me my first clients or my first group, I think. And I come from a family where a lot of ethos and values were given to us by my parents, is to never bite the hand which feeds you, and I think my partners are the people who gave me that confidence, gave me the business, gave me the clients, and brought me to a level where I am today. So we stick to that policy of working totally B2B across the world. So as I tailor-made programs, what we do. Why us? Of course, we deliver something beyond the ordinary, beyond hotels, beyond people's expectations. We feel clients feel privileged. Besides customized program, I think, work on a lot of things. I always say is, I think our business is about attention to details. I mean, everybody can book hotels today. I think, the global platforms and etc. Why me and why Michael? Because I think that's where we work together. We understand clients' needs, we understand what they're looking for, and we really curate it for them. And even when people are on the ground, we ensure that we go beyond our call of duty, So yes, I mean, some of the special things which we do is, we have Wi-Fi enabled vehicles. The company has a very strict policy of no single use of plastic. So we do not use plastic bottles, and while we are on the ground, we have an alternative for that, and I think that's what we do. We also have third-party liability insurance for $1 million here. Our luxury services, 24-hour service, 24/7 concierge special attention. I mean, whenever people arrive in the airport, you're welcome with a logo from Michael Travel in this case at the airports, so it's easy for people to recognize. We welcome people with beautiful. India is a lot about flowers and smells, so beautiful rose garlands when you come into any of the airports on any of our destinations. We have a special thing. Each and every client is met personally for breakfast the following morning when they are in India or Nepal or Bhutan, and one of the team members, if they're in India, say in Delhi, would personally spend about an hour 45 minutes over breakfast, running over with your trip, handing over to your documents, and I think most important is answering clients' questions, because when people go to a new destination, they're always full of questions. Where can I go shopping? Where can I do this? What can I, see us? Maybe go to a restaurant. It also helps us to break ice with the clients on the very first day, so they know there is somebody responsible here. There is a human touch, and if there is something they need, they can always fall back upon. And of course, this is a folder which we give to clients with all their vouchers and flight tickets and other things which are required. That's a folder with a map of the area you're traveling with, some postcards with stamps put in for you to send them back to North America. Just write and put it down. And that's again, old world style of sending stamps to family and friends. At least used to be 20 years ago. We also give handmade stationery with your names printed. So you could send a letter back home, like the good old days, we always create these little special surprises for our clients, be it a small dinner if somebody has a birthday, somebody has an anniversary. Nobody needs to tell us about it. We figure it out, and we will, come up with a bottle of wine or a bottle of champagne or a cake, special dinner sent for them, all just taken care of. And I think that's what I think is unique about taking care of our clients. Giving them a surprise. I think. Yeah, as a special, we also do when we have group tours. That's what MGA Travel also is one of the strongest points of selling. We have special India. If you're in India, we do create special India evenings at times. Get you into beautiful Indian costumes, and it just with some nice music in the evening. It really helps. Culinary demonstrations. Be a chef in India, learn a dish. Whatever, chicken tikka masala, or whatever people like to try with the chef at your hotel or in a special place. I think all these flavors add to the experiences. I think India is, not only about seeing the Taj Mahal or the monuments, it has a lot more, So the lot more is given by us when you're there, I mean, we do something very interesting. I mean, you've been to India, you spend 10 days there, you travel through, so we ensure we give you something back to carry. So while you're on a trip or your clients are on a trip, the guide or the driver or the tour director would, click some pictures while you're on the move, and while you are leaving, we create a small collage of your trip, and give it to you. Maybe a coffee mug as well. I know coffee is very popular in North America, so a coffee mug with your picture or your family, and a collage of pictures taking back. There's a very, very nice book. I've always loved it. It's called The Holy Cow. And India's, the Holy Cow, of course, is very popular. It was written by a Australian girl called Sarah McDonald, and I read it several years ago, and I loved it. And it is a real story of her living in India for 2 years. Her boyfriend was working for the ABC here, and I think once and we normally give this book as a farewell gift from our side and from Michael Travels, MGA Travel, Michael Graham's travel side, because on your way back on a long flight to the United States, it's a great book to read because you've been through India, and this book really brings you alive what you've just gone through, you know. So this, again, small things. As I was talking to you a while ago about no single use of plastic, you know, that's our responsibility to our communities, to our country, I think, because plastic is becoming a big global problem, you know. So we use these livestock bottles. It has an inbuilt filter. We use these big canisters of water. They are put in the cars. Every bottle is taped with somebody's name or printed on it. So you just fill up from the big canister in the car or in the bus and keep it in the ice cooler. It's great. So, you know, it really helps everybody. We also have a social responsibility of planting trees, setting off carbon offprints, and you know, our team does that every couple of months, and this is one of the exercises we do while we are here. You know, India is, of course, has the other side, travel in the lap of luxury. So there are people I know from North America always have time constraint because of shorter duration of holidays. So if some people have shorter duration of holidays, we're happy to do a private jet charter between certain destinations. Of course, we use a wide variety of cars. It's all demand and supply, minivans or a BMW or a Merc, depends on what people want. It's all there and all catered to people, you know. Buses for our bus tours. Again, all the vehicles are Wi-Fi enabled, so you know, people are free to use. Just a small glimpse of Nepal, which is our neighbor. Of course, one of the Himalayan kingdoms, as we say. It has its own character in terms of beautiful, very nice people, its own cuisine, the mountains, the temples, national parks. It's a good combination people do of India and Nepal together. As I mentioned, we also do Bhutan. Bhutan is also, as it's called, the happiness place, most happiness place in the world. It's also referred as one of the last Shangri-Las. It has its own mystery as a country, and the country is so well preserved in culture, in their costumes, and it's just also one of the most cleanest countries in the world to go to. Sri Lanka, our little neighbor in the south, one of the finest island, I say, in its size. It is so diverse with its culture, Buddhism, Christianity, great ancient sites, great tropical forests. Of course, I mean, you know, North America has a great lift into the Middle East by Emirates and Qatar and all this, and who fly from North America on Emirates and other Gulf airlines. So they do a stopover in Dubai or other parts of Emirates, and we do those extension tours for them. We have a great partner on the ground who works for us there, and we're happy to. So it's like a one-stop solution for our partners. Maldives, of course, always natural as it is one of the most pristine islands in the world. So it's a combination of India, Nepal, or India, Bhutan, or India, Nepal, or India, Maldives, or an extension or a complete holiday, and that's what we do as well. So this is, you know, some pictures of some of the past trips, some of the past clients. It is so colorful, as you can see, experiences or happy faces, happy clients. So I would say meet my team. Some of them are here worldwide. Okay, that's me. That's the older version of me. I know I have a beard during COVID times, but I still look good, I guess I can say. I'm the founder and the president. Dipesh is my colleague who's based in Madrid. He heads, and he speaks Spanish. So he heads a business in Europe and also helps with our partners in South America. I have a colleague in Russia, Maria. She heads the business for us, business development for us in Russia and CIS. Cesar Biggeri is online. He's a business development person for US and for North America and Mexico. He's responsible for all market and business development through our partners in North America. He's been to India 2 years ago and he's loved it. Diego is another colleague who works with Cesar based out of California. Some of our partners from around the world who have been trusting us with their clients for the last 20 years plus. And I can very proudly say, to be very honest, that the first client a partner decided to work with us, 25 years ago almost, still work with us. We've always added partners because we firmly believed as a company to stress on doing quality work um, than quantity, I think. We also believe that a happy client is mine and MGA Travel's best brochure or best spokesman when they're back home, and that's how we try to work together as a team. So we invite you to experience India. We invite you to enjoy the journey of a lifetime, and we look forward to having you in India very soon, and your clients. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Vishwas. That was great. I think I saw myself in that last picture you had up on there.
Yes.
But I have actually tons of pictures from our trip. What a wonderful time we had. And I will send everybody that's on the call an email to probably tomorrow, and I'll put in the email a link to those pictures just so you can see my experience. If you have any questions right now, go ahead and type them in the chat box. I have somebody sent me a couple of questions we have for you guys. And of course, if you're on the recording, you can send an email or a comment on the page that you're seeing it, and we will answer your question. Don't worry about that. We love India. It is a great place to go. People, of course, right now, we're not traveling anywhere, right? Unfortunately, we're all dealing with COVID. With these vaccines, it looks a little better. And just to address one of these questions here, looking at your crystal ball, when do you see travel returning for foreigners or for people from the U.S. to come to India or Nepal or any of these places? And anybody can answer.
Okay, I'll take the first one. As things stand today, I think India has done. So I will go back a little bit on that, Michael, and everybody else. I think India has dealt with COVID in a greater sense of success. To be honest, we've handled it really well. I think being such a large country, I think the government took some right steps going forward. And also it has, because I think Indians naturally have a greater immunity because of our upbringing or whatever, or the vaccines we took as kids. So our mortality rate perhaps was the lowest in the world, looking at the size of the population of this country. And we are almost over the edge. The country is opened up domestically. Everything is functional. Planes are flying everywhere. People are traveling. There's a huge domestic tourism happening in this country as we stand now. But yes, the government has still not opened up the Indian skies completely, except where we have bilateral agreements with certain countries. And the travel is more for business and families and for medical reasons. I think tourism, we've been hearing yesterday, to be honest, and I was at the Ministry of Tourism for a meeting. Government is now working on protocols to bringing in tourists, but I think the right time for the American tourists to come in would be possibly the last quarter of this year. I would like to wait and watch before I would, even invite my clients or your clients to this country. I mean, I would really want things to be working in as much correct manner. So the answer is not before the last quarter of this year, as things stand today. And that's the way to go, I think, ahead.
Thank you. That's a very good answer. Julia, who's on the call today from Portland, Oregon, she says, hello and good morning. Is there a favored season to travel to India? Time of year?
Yes. Well, again, depends on where you want to go. I mean, India is so hard, so vast and so huge. I mean, normally from a cultural aspect, cultural travel point of view, which the Americans normally start with as a first travel. I would say from starting in November till the end of March is a perfect window to go to India if you're heading for a culture tour to the north or the south.
Would you say, this is me asking, but would you say the tour that I took, that would be what you're talking about, that those areas
Yes.
geographically? Okay. Yeah, I can go. So
I mean, if
Taj Mahal,
Himalayas,
you're talking about Mumbai and Taj Mahal and
Rajasthan,
Gandhi's,
yes.
yeah, and New Delhi.
And
Yeah.
Michael, if somebody wants to head to the Himalayas, it has to be spring or autumn or early or summers, so that's,
Okay. And you mentioned 10 days as a time of a tour. Is that how long you recommend, or what do you recommend for an American, a U.S. person coming over for a holiday? How long of a trip?
okay. Cesar, I want you to take this question.
Sure. Good morning, everyone. Uh, for as we all know in the US, depends on your, I guess, age bracket. You have, if you're working, you have less time to travel. If you're retired, you have more time to travel and hopefully more money to spend. So for somebody that is working, I think a 10-night trip within India it will be great. So you gotta think about a 2 week period to be in India, especially if you start with the north, doing the Golden Triangle will be perfect. Not just to when you're in India, you want to experience not just the places but the people. I think the people in India. India is a place that you need to it's like a car. You gotta test drive the car, right? You gotta get in the car and drive it. India is a place you wanna be there and be with the people of India. I think the feeling is totally different. Michael was saying is what I thought, and even a lot more than I thought. When I went to India, and I think is that once you're there, um, and also the wonderful thing you wanna go back and you wanna see more and you wanna experience more of India. But I think a 10-day trip for the first trip will be great.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, they're the kindest people that you can ever be around, and we
Yeah.
get questions like, "Is it safe or not?" I mean, we were safe the entire time. There was never any time we felt anything other than there. Of course, there's poverty in certain areas, that's for sure, but it's not unsafe. It's not people. There's not anything but good, and those people want to meet you too, and that's part of traveling to India. I totally agree, Cesar, is really getting to know everybody and like the friends I've made just from our short, and I think it was a 10-night trip when I went there as well.
But also, Michael and Vishwas and everybody in the call, um, in the US, if we never been to India before, we hear how poor India is. And it is poor. And you're going to see a lot of things we don't see in the US. But when you look at the faces of the people of India, there's always a smile. They're happy people. We have people here in Bentleys, they're not happy. So, it depends, who you are as a person. And I think that comes through in such a way that you leave India with a good feeling, not with a bad feeling. So I think, people have to, we are too, I think we have a lot here, and, I wasn't born in the US. I'm originally from Argentina, so I come from another country. And I think when you live in this country, we have so much. We are so lucky. We are so privileged. When we go somewhere else, we think people are not happy because they don't have a dishwasher. But it's fine. You can wash by hand. It's okay to do that. It's a very different human connection when you are in India. So I always, after my trip, it changed my world completely.
I couldn't agree more. Me as well. Me as well. Okay, I have one other question down here, and that was just in general, what would when a client would travel with you guys, what sort of things would be included, and what sort of things would not be included in the price?
I will take that one. Sunil, you want to take this one? Okay. I think Sunil has a problem with his audio. What would be included in the price, of course, what is not included, I would say first, is your international airfare from the North America into India, your visa fees, your tips, unless Michael, it's specified for a group, where we sometimes include tips, and any meals which are not part of the program. So what we really try to do is we cover all the domestic, once you land into India, till you leave India, we cover the cars, the hotels, the guides, entrance fees, of course, breakfast all through, any special meal which are part of the package, domestic flights, or any other, and tour directors, or local guides. It's all packaged in. So basically, more or less, kind of a cashless trip we try and propose to people. Of course, they can, shopping is not included, of course. So I hope I answered that correctly.
Yeah, no, that's exactly, I think, what the question meant by that. Yeah, and I always gauge sometimes tour companies, or a tour or vacation is kind of hinges on your guide, on your tour manager, on the person that's taking you around and telling you the history and bringing to life what you're looking at. And I remember on our tour, it was Lakendra, his nickname was Kush. And I mean, that's why I remember his name. I mean, he became like a friend to me, and when there were things I encountered that I couldn't just process or understand because I haven't encountered them before, he translated it beautifully. And I don't mean language, I mean just the culture, and would talk about his family and the way that he lived in his cultural, his version of the culture of India. And you guys are just do an outstanding job, and you have professional, caring people running your tours, and it shows. I've been on, like I said, I've been on a lot of places and a lot of tours, and you guys do it right. So I don't see any more questions coming up. Is there anything you guys want to close with, or anything else you'd like to tell our listeners?
Yeah, I mean, I will come in for a second, Michael. As you know, I love talking, and this is a great opportunity after a long time, Okay, I mean, coming to what you just said, I think Cesar was trying to say, I think before we say, and India, I must say that it's like a never-ending theater, or a never-ending Hollywood thriller, as I can say. I think, Michael, you and Cesar will totally agree with this. It's a never-ending Hollywood thriller, because every hour, every minute, you drive, you walk, and I mean, it's like, wow, I mean, something totally, we just engulfs your senses, or it's your five senses, as we say, and that's what I think makes it so special. I mean, you as a tourist, I think people can just stand in one corner of a street all day long and see the whole world go by and not get bored of it, and I think that's what I think India is called, that incredible country, I think, No, I think it's wonderful for us being here. And Sunil, I think you had audio problems, so sorry we couldn't get you in, but thank you for staying here, and thank you for everything. Cesar, thank you for joining us this morning from LA. I hope you have a second coffee happening soon. And Michael, hope you get your lunch very soon. And thank you for having all of us from Luxury India Holidays, Michael. It's a great pleasure, I must tell you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Sunil. Thank you, Vishwas. Thank you, Cesar, very much for taking the time today in all of our different time zones and sharing a little bit. And I hope we can have you back on the program soon. And
I can't wait. Please do another one soon.
Yeah, well, hopefully we're going to start meeting in person again before too long. But in the meantime, we have these Zoom calls and we manage, right? So, yeah, and if anybody out there, you want to travel to India, or you just want to talk about it, or hear my experience, get in touch with us. You have our phone number, 843-279-0310, or mgatravel.com, or email me at michael@mgatravel.com. So thank you again, guys, for being on the call today. That was great. India is incredible. So is your company. And we look forward to being back over in India and bringing some clients with us.
Thank you. Good day. Bye.
Have a great day, everybody.
You too. Bye-bye.